Coming up, History News This Week, Episode 31. Namaste friends, my name is Submarines and you are listening to the Histology Podcast. Welcome to the 31st episode of History News This Week. Please note that History News This Week will be online every Sunday at 9:30 pm Indian Standard Time, that is 4 pm GMT. This week I have 9 interesting pieces of news items from the world of history and archaeology, followed by 6 wonderful articles. Let's start. First, archaeologists stunned by ancient Greek tool used by Stonehenge long before its invention. The famous megalith may have been built using an ancient Greek theorem thousands of years before the philosopher who invented it even lived. Second, world's oldest pyramid, built 24,000 years ago, was not made by humans, archaeologists claim. While Guinness World Records officially lists the Dozier Step Pyramid in Egypt as the world's oldest pyramid, that is built around 2630 BC, one paper published in October claimed a layer of the Gunung Padang Pyramid in Indonesia was constructed as far back as 25,000 BC, though there has since been doubts as to whether the structure was ever man-made at all. Third, world's oldest fortress discovered in Siberia. Defensive complex built 8,000 years ago could reshape the understanding of early human societies. Archaeologists made a groundbreaking discovery in a remote area of Siberia, unearthing an approximately 8,000-year-old fortress built by hunters and gatherers. The Amnia 1 and 2 fortress is believed to be world's oldest fortified settlement and could cause historians to reassess how complex societies evolved. The Amnia fortress is located on a sandy area alongside the Amnia river, suggesting the hunter-gatherers chose the site to control abundant fishing spots. Fourth, most shocking side of ancient slavery is discovered in Pompeii, a bakery prison where humans and animals were forced to grind grain for bread. The ruins of an ash-covered stone structure found at the Italian site were once a bakery where humans and animals were forced to grind grain for bread. Animals walked in circles for hours blindfolded, turning the grinder, while the humans continued pouring in grains. Fifth, temple linked to Hercules and Alexander the Great discovered in ancient megacity in Iraq. Archaeologists have discovered 2 temples, one buried atop the other, in the ancient megacity of Girsu in Iraq. One temple is linked to Hercules and Alexander the Great. Sixth, ancient DNA analysis reveal how the rise and fall of the Roman Empire shifted populations in the Balkans. Despite the Roman Empire's extensive military and cultural influence on the nearby Balkan Peninsula, a DNA analysis of individuals who lived in the region between 1 and 1000 CE found no genetic evidence of Iron Age Italian ancestry. Instead, a new study has revealed successive waves of migrations from West Anatolia, Central and Northern Europe, and the Pontic Kazakh steppe from the empire's reign. 7th, US Museum repatriates stolen artifacts. According to a Washington Post report, the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts has relinquished artifacts in its collection to be returned to Italy, Egypt, and Turkey after an investigation conducted by the US Department of Homeland Security and Antiquities Trafficking Unit of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office. The 44 objects include a 2,500-year-old bronze figure of an Etruscan warrior stolen from a museum in Bologna in 1963, a terracotta wine flask dated 330 BC believed to have been looted from Italy, 3 coins stolen from Turkey, and a cosmetics container taken from Egypt. 8. Archaeologists discover prehistoric time capsule in mystery cave dwelling. Archaeologists have found a prehistoric cave dwelling thought to have been constructed 16,800 years ago. The discovery was made in the La Garmas caves in Cantabria, Spain, which is famed for its artwork previously found on its walls. The University of Cantabria, whose prehistoric research team led the project, said it was one of the best preserved Paleolithic dwellings in the world. 9th, the Great Wall of China is being held together by biocrust. Ancient workers used a blend of organic materials such as mosses and lichen to build the architectural marvel and help protect it from erosion. Scientists made the discovery while analyzing segments of the Great Wall of China, which spans more than 13,000 miles, that is 21,000 kilometers, and was built over the course of many centuries, beginning in 221 BC as a way to protect countries' empires from the outside world. Now, coming to the 6 articles. First, how did Christianity change the Roman Empire? By 380, a small cult originating near the periphery of the Roman Empire had grown to become its official religion, Christianity. Things would change, but in what ways? Second, Saint Nicholas becomes a myth. On 6 December 343, Saint Nicholas died, but his miracles continued. Eventually, the man was replaced by the myth of Santa Claus, if he even existed at all. Third, powers of hearing, the military science of sound location. During World War I, the act of hearing was recast as a tactical activity, one that could determine human and even national survival. Fourth, 7 extraordinary African kingdoms from ancient times to centuries ago. Many modern histories tend to focus on ancient kingdoms and empires around the Mediterranean and in the Fertile Crescent, but Western versions of history tend to overlook the many significant kingdoms in Africa. This article talks about 7 of the most notable African kingdoms and empires who had complex cities, trade routes, riches, and cultures. Fifth, Pearl Harbor first-hand accounts. On 7 December 1941, a surprise Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor shocked America. These are the stories of veterans who were at the naval base that morning. 6th, Top 10 Archaeological Discoveries of 2023. The field of archaeology has been continuously evolving in 2023, making significant strides in uncovering new historical findings, preserving cultural heritage, and employing innovative technologies to study the past. Latest history book release of the week. Strike of the Sailfish, Two Sister Submarines and the Sinking of a Japanese Aircraft Carrier, written by Stephen L. Moore, is our pick of the week. A gripping true life thriller about the first US submarine to sink a Japanese aircraft carrier and the sub's tragic twist of fate. History podcast recommendation of the week. Behind the Bastards, hosted by Robert Evans, is our pick of the week. There is a reason the History Channel has produced hundreds of documentaries about Hitler, but only a few about Dwight D. Eisenhower. Bad guys and girls are eternally fascinating. Behind the Bastards dives in past the cliff notes of the worst humans in history and exposes the bizarre realities of their lives. I will provide links to all the news items, articles, book and podcast mentioned above in the show notes. Please feel free to check them out. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the History News This Week. Hope you found it interesting. Please don't forget to subscribe to the Histology podcast on your favorite podcasting app and check histology.com for book reviews and interesting tidbits from the pages of history. Looking forward to hearing from you. Have a great day and take care. Bye.